Alright then, so Riot has just announced the Jungle Remake in the patch preview. And I already knew about this several months ahead before, and I even hinted towards it in the last commentary I made and State of the League. And the first thing a lot of people are wondering is the jungle stronger or weaker? Well, it's kind of subjective here. Is it stronger that a lot of junglers, a lot of new champions can jungle? Because, Aurelia is actually pretty strong in it now. Or is it weaker in the fact that you don't get as much out of it? That's true. In my opinion, it's a lot weaker. They oversimplify the thing. It's easy for anyone without any proper knowledge to just go in there, fuck around, and they will get it done. But, I don't like the fact that having knowledge will give you the edge over your opponent. That's just really depressing. In any case, well, I'll first talk about the new path that's likely gonna be for every jungler. Now minions spawn a lot faster. I can't say the numbers because that's against the rules. I can only talk about what you've already seen and stuff that you've already been told to you in the past. They will respawn faster for less gold and experience. They will respawn at the same times except certain locations, which they will mention themselves. And you already saw there's a medium golem now. There's a small golem teamed up with a medium golem. The mobs, they spawn faster, they're worth a lot less. You will not get to level 4 if you just go from golem to clear bottom. So the new jungle path most junglers were given, at least that I ran with, were wolves, blue golem, raids, back to wolves. Then you either get red or small golems, wraiths again, and you get whichever you didn't kill from the small golems and the lizard. And there you go, you hit level 4. But you see, it's a lot more back and forth. It's a lot more, there's a lot less openings to do something besides farm your jungle. So that brings up the next point. The triad of jungling. The ganker, the farmer, and the control jungler. Right now, we're sort of, in the current game, we're in the gankers. They're too powerful, they're too fast, they're destroying everything. And control junglers are always there. They'll always be neat. The triad of jungling, how it goes now, it doesn't favor the gankers very much. Some gankers are okay. Lee Sin, Nocturne, and Gangplank, they can still do a lot of the cool stuff they want to. In fact, Gangplank, he can farm his jungle and gank with his ultimate. Nocturne too, he has a lot of presence. However, though, not nearly as much, and ganking in general got a lot weaker. If you leave the jungle to do something and it fails, you get no real benefit from it, you're going to fall behind. And it isn't like a minor fall behind. You fall behind a lot, because not only are the timers not reset, the minions are not worth anything. You have to work twice as hard to get what you used to get. Well, gotta kill, camp 3 times to get what you normally got in a camp. You have to clear just, 1.5 of it. Kind of just double the effort. So back and forth you go, just clearing. Which that means farmer junglers like Master Yi and Udyr like this. They can just farm all day, come out like behemoths and crush people. The new level isn't 1 to 4, it's 1 to 7. It's pretty easy to get there, especially with farm junglers. And you already know, they mentioned that jungle scales. That's why I said 1 to 7, because once you start getting higher level, they actually start putting up a fight. Some junglers will not be able to deal much with it, and they're usually the junglers are kind of weak right now, and they don't scale that well without items. Like Irelia, she will tend to start teetering off because she needs those items to deal damage. But someone like Master Yi or anyone with a steroid will destroy the jungle, like regardless of the time. That was actually an issue in the remake. Steroid junglers, how to deal with them, and I don't really think they ever came down with a solution for that. Steroid junglers, Lee Sin, Gangplank, Nocturne, Master Yi. Those types of guys, yeah, those guys are strong. Malphite including. I'll talk about Malphite in a bit too. I already mentioned farmers will be strong, and then comes their antithesis. Well, not their antithesis, the ones they beat. control junglers. Control. This is actually going to screw up how the triad works. You know, control beats the ganker beats the farmer, and the farmer beats the control. Control jungling is, you know, takes a little bit more effort, but there's not a lot of, like, the reward is lessened. If you're one step ahead of the control jungler, he doesn't do anything. Like, Nunu comes in, steals your wraiths, is gonna spawn again. So what most control junglers end up having to do is clear your camp, leave something up. However, small golems, you just take the medium one, and the wraiths, you leave one red one. And yeah, they'll put Nunu slightly behind, not by much. But if a farm jungler is ahead of you, knowing that you're doing that to him, he'll just go to your jungle. And it's not that hard. Because Master Yi, for instance, go up to something, Alpha Strike it once, it's basically dead. That's how weak they are, especially the wraiths. Control junglers are weakened. There's not much incentive to go into the enemy jungle, since things will just respawn faster and they can just do it to you too. Like, so it's either a team effort, but it's either a team effort to systematically crush the farm guy and keep him off your jungler for him to recover. So that in a sense made it control junglers more team oriented. However, there is one type of control jungler that does excel here. It's the duelists. You know, duelists like Lee Sin, guys who will hunt down the enemy jungler and beat them to death. Those guys excel. Those guys are stronger. Those guys, like, you know, you'll be under-leveled, but you won't be near dead. So they can punch your ass off, get you off the camp, and then steal it really quickly and leave. So the way of control jungling will work now is sort of, you know, like being on them, hugging them, and just taking everything from them. However, though, that just means the control jungler doesn't help his team much, since, you know, the farmers isn't really looking to gank anyways. So the control junglers are in the gray area. Farmers are happy. Gankers, you know, they're not happy. The triad is a little messed up here. These changes are significant. Now let's talk about some of the buffs. Red, you remember that red was being given the movement speed thing, where it gives movement speed to whoever has it, and, you know, that's how it would work. They didn't go with that because they realized the red buff is actually a lot more necessary on junglers, and it wasn't necessarily too strong. It was perceived as too strong. So they just kind of nerfed it down a little bit, and they kept the red buff. The speed one was too useless. So blue stayed the same, but I'm sure they won't mind that I reveal this. It will regenerate. Censored by Riot. The little healing thing you saw in the patch preview. That thing, I don't know if they went with it where it would drop the buff on the ground and anyone could pick it up. But it heals, you know, whoever gets it. It's just a small little heal. It's in a way to help even more junglers who would normally not be able to do this. I was against the healing thing. I just didn't like that. I do not like the fact that random crap player like low elo sucks a lot can just go in. Oh, I can jungle. Who are you gonna jungle as? I'll jungle as Aurelia, and I will take no smite, and he'll still do it. You don't even need a leash, trust me. Anyone with sustain, clear wolves, they will die before blue spawns. Then go to blue. You don't, even without a leash, you will not lose any health. And if you do lose any health, you're gonna regain it in the next camp, the Wraith. Like, it's kind of how trivial it is. It's simplification of the jungle. I mentioned it in State of the League too. Now, I still can't reveal much. I mean, I revealed ignore that gibberish. Anyways, what I'll talk about next will be what some of you want to know. The junglers. Which ones are going to be the best right now? We went through a lot of phases in which some junglers were too strong, like ridiculously strong, and some were very weak. Well, not very weak, just weaker. I didn't like the fact that there was a part where Trundle kind of just sucked. Well, he didn't suck, you just got outshadowed. It's like, why bother anymore? I can say one thing, though. Malphite, he became a problem. The AoE damage on him. Like I mentioned State of the League that Annie could jungle, because that AoE stupid shield was overpowered. But then Malphite, think of him. Like, if you're not gonna be, if the minions ain't gonna be damaging you, you don't need anything. He could jungle naked. That little passive assist, just put up that little shield, kill everything. You didn't lose any health. By the time you get to the next camp, it's up. Not to mention he's got good damage on him. The AoE damage all around, constant AoE damage. Same like Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath's strong too. So AoE junglers became an issue. But I can tell you now, there are stuff, there's stuff placed out to keep them in line. But still, Malphite is going to be awesome. He's already pretty fast. He's nothing he doesn't have anything really special to set him out, which is why he's never, that great. He's more a counter thing. But now where he gets to be one of the fastest, most brutal, and just versatile junglers, he's probably going to make a resurgence. Master Yi. The fact that farm junglers can go up and down and farm everything is awesome. The fact that Master Yi can do it using pure fairy charms is even more awesome. He has both steroid, he has both AoE damage, he has high damage naturally, he has double strike, good movement speed, and it's just generally versatile in builds. He's gonna rock the crap out of the jungle, and it's gonna be funny. Will he see tournament use? Well, the fact that he has no CC, that he's all melee and squishy, may keep him out still, but he can farm like a beast now. So there's him. He was one of the stars of the jungle. Nocturne, Gank, Blank, Lee Sin. We weren't allowed to use them because they were problematic. Irelia. Anyone with she has sustain on that W. Anyone with sustain automatically got better with a weakened jungle. She can. Her jungle build was literally just boots, potions, or boots, potion, ward. She didn't lose any health. She didn't even need that potion. Go wolves, go blue, clear everything down. End of story. Akali too. Her damage was absurd, but though she does require the wackiest mastery build, she sustained herself. Though I haven't tried her when they nerfed her in live, which obviously those nerfs go back into the PTR. Okay. What else? Cho'Gath, I already said he's strong. Single target DPS junglers, some of them aren't as good as the AoE ones. Trundle, his damage is good. He'll clear it. He won't die. He just stay out of health. But it sort of falls into the line that he's no longer, ahead of everybody else, because everyone just got ahead. They all just. It's kind of like No Child Left Alone, which is lower all the damn standards. Lower the standards. So Trundle, while he went beyond, above and beyond everybody, and he was, got A pluses on everything. And I don't know, I really got a C. Use your C, really. I do study harder. They lowered the standards, so now she gets an A. So Trundle's A is worth a lot less. That's just how it works. So, Trundle being godly because, he was a god isn't so special. And that's the depressing part. I hate this casualization of the new jungle. What else can there be said about this? Yeah, I can't delve into much. Oh yeah, I can say Wriggles isn't necessary anymore. It's necessary for Dragon and Baron, but otherwise anyone can jungle without it. Which again brings in the fact that there's no specialization needed for juggling. There's no knowledge base on this, so that's the sad part. Will I be making videos? Of course, because this is kind of how it's gonna stay. Hopefully, if they realize that it's a mistake, they'll revert it back and not just keep it. Because not a lot of people are happy. I'm both like it and both hate it. Both like the fact that I can do a lot of crazier things. Hate it that all that crazy things doesn't mean that I'm more skilled anymore. The fact that I can pull off these jungle things doesn't mean I'm skilled. It's just anyone can do it. It's just too easy now. So, enjoy the new jungle, and I'll answer any more questions that I can actually answer, and hope that this video doesn't get me in trouble. I don't think I did anything that would warrant me getting in trouble.